Hey, brother. How we doing, brother? Check, check, check. Can you hear me, brother? You there? Mm-mm. Uh-oh. Hopefully, it's not technical difficulties. I know you guys are up in the mountains. I know. Mm-mm. Okay. Well, let me know uh if you come back or come on. I'm about to just check if my slide is ready. Hopefully it works. That's why we do this little check, huh? Let me see. There it is. Okay. Let me stop sharing this. Go. All right. You in the room now, brother?
Greetings, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. Yes, sir.
All right, give thanks. I'm switching to my iPad. I'm having some
Okay. Yep. I'm having computer difficulties too, my brother. So I'm flipping. I got flipped everything similarly to an iPad.
Let's sit here. Let me get out of this meeting.
Hmm?
I'm gonna get out of that one. Boom. And all right. One
Go.
Shay, can you please hand me a pair of gloves? Boxing gloves so I can put here, hold that up. I don't know if you hear my daughter, she wants to sing for
Yep. Hey, sometimes let's be singing moments. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My family in the kitchen over there cooking. What's good, brother? Oh, good dashiki. That's a nice one, right?
Yeah, thanks, brother. Thank you.
Mhm.
That's the ball. Yeah, I'm gonna need it for right now, okay? Just for now.
How you doing, brother? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm solid, brother. Quick questions. When do I actually start speaking?
So, I'm gonna greet them coming in the room, kind of do a little icebreaker. Where are you from? Just introduce, the museum and doing Kwanza. And then I'm just gonna introduce you. And then I'll probably, I'll say maybe a couple of words about, and not too much, I'll just speak about a few minutes and then I'll introduce you and it'll be like, 5-10 minutes in. And then I got space for you about 15 to 20 minutes to speak. If you want longer, that's fine. After that, there's a couple discussion questions. Our first one, we did this the first night. It was pretty good. The speaker actually dropped into a discussion question for everybody to answer, and it was powerful too. So if you wanted to do a question, it's cool. I got like discussion questions for us to ask, and then that's basically it. We share our thank yous and say goodnight for this night.
Okay, and then my question for you too, brother, about how many people are showing up per night so far?
It's been about 13. For some, we came last time. Like 6 people came in right at the end. I was just like, just a different time. People from I put the thing on. We did an Evite on Eventbrite. So there's people from all over. There was a lady from Maryland with her kids on last time. That was really cool.
Okay.
But yeah, it was only like 12, 13. I think we got up to 16 at one point.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's solid, brother.
All right.
My elder minister used to tell me, brother, if one person leaves a meeting with more information than they came, it was a success.
All right. Yes, sir.
Real talk.
Real talk.
And I base my my work around that. Real talk.
No, I need that because I'm stepping out a little bit, man. I'm trying to do this little homeschooling, little co-op thing, and I really only got one family with me right now. So that's encouraging, to hear that.
Well, what's going on? Because we're homeschooling too, man. We don't run no homeschool or anything like that. We just have our child, our daughter. She's in a homeschool yet.
Yeah. I know she was actually. I think she was attending one of the homeschools I used to work for back in the day. I think it was
Sankofa
nah, or
or
I thought mom
the
told me
K
she was
through
doing like
12,
Connections Academy or something like that.
K through 12.
Oh, okay, yeah. One of those things. But
Okay.
yeah, what I'm trying to do is like a supplemental type of thing, and then we're trying to learn in the garden, learn our own history, learn our own culture. They gave us that pocket space down there, so
Right.
just trying to utilize that. And I would like to bring a bunch of Black families to that, but I don't know what that looks like. So,
Yeah. No, little by little, man, build it up. What we'll do.
Okay.
You can see, man, we've been up since my wife and I have been up since about 4 o'clock in the or so, something like that. We drove
Yeah.
from the mountains to San Jose. We hosted our sister Enam just got here from Burkina Faso.
Wow.
She has like a kukua called the Thomas Sankara Center in Burkina Faso.
Wow.
And they just
wait, what does that mean though? I don't even know what that means. What's
Burkina Faso is a country.
Oh, I know Burkina Faso. I
Oh.
actually I almost crossed that border at one point. I was in Ghana and I went to the top. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So she's from San Jose actually. Moved out there, been living out there for the last 4 years. Yet she started a center out there called Sankara Center.
Wow.
And we've been working with her.
Wow.
Folks been sending funds. So they
Okay.
just purchased 11 acres, man, out there in
Man.
Burkina Faso. So
Let's go.
just had a meeting with her.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
powerful.
purchase another 11 or 10 acres.
You about to roll out? You about to leave?
Not right now, man. I'm just hoping the sister, because she's out there, so ain't no sense in reinventing the wheel. We just do what we can from here to support what's going on. And then, of course, we're going to get a little piece of land out there and go travel and do the work we're supposed to be doing.
You doing major things. Hey, that's a Ujima at his finest right there.
Yeah, we about to talk about it a little bit today, man.
All right. Okay, let me just check the slide and stuff, and then I'm gonna let people in the room in about 4 minutes.
All right, brother.
Okay, all right. Hey, and then do me a favor. I don't know if you're close or nothing, but just give me a thumbs up if you can see it. When I get it ready.
Okay.
All right, sorry, man. I'm putting you to work.
No, it's all good, brother.
All right.
Collective work.
Collective. All right. It should be on. Oh, no, you're not seeing what
I can see that you're getting ready to share your screen.
Okay. I don't know why it should have came straight up. That's why I don't want to show all that next time. So let me. All right.
There you go.
Here we go, and then present this. Boom. Okay. So that look all right?
Yep, I can see everything clear.
Okay. All right, cool. I'm gonna stop sharing, and then I'll give a few minutes to start letting people in. All right. Boom. All right.
If you make me a co-host, brother, you can continue to share, and I can see the people come in and let them.
Nice. Okay. Yes, sir. Collective work right there. All right. Let's see. I see you here. Make co-host. Yes. Bam. All right. Okay. And I'm gonna do a quick little text message because there's some people that said they was gonna come last night and they did not. So
let me know if I can start letting folks in. Just letting you know that there's people in the waiting room.
How about 2 minutes? 2 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. What?
Okay. All right. Sent my message out. And whoever's meant to be here will be here. All right. Oh, yeah. Hey, how we doing? Hi. Who's this young champ here? Who's this young champ? We got this young warrior king. Say that again.
Tell them your name.
My name Haya.
Hyan?
Kaya.
Kaya. All right.
Yeah.
What's up, Kaya? How you doing?
Baba.
Man, Kaya, you looking like you strong.
Yes, I'm strong. Give him a fist. Yeah.
There it is. We got a few people in the waiting room.
Yes, yes. Let me know. You want me to start letting them in?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we start welcoming people. They come in late. So I've been starting about 7:05, 7:07-ish. But we let them in. We just kind of greet each other, talk.
Okay. I'm going to let these folks in then. All right.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How we doing, family? Thank you for joining us on the third night. We're just letting people in the room, and Habari Gani is the word. It's how we check in with each other. It's not just a how are you doing? We really want to know what's the news. So if you want to speak on what's the news, you can unmute, put in the chat, how you doing today? What's the news? Habari Gani. All right, but welcome, welcome. How we doing? I see you, Elder. All right, how we doing? Yes, sir. All right, we're letting people in the room. Welcome, welcome. You know how we show up a little late. Well, and then there's some news. There's some people in the room that I haven't seen before. So if you are anywhere, where in the world are you located right now? Go ahead and put in the chat. We sent this out nationally. So last night we had people from Maryland. There was even somebody from Hawaii. Well, they weren't from Hawaii. They were just in Hawaii. But all right. Well, welcome though. I hope your day was good. How was your day today?
Brother Aaron, this is Minister Mamet. As you asked, how are we doing? I want to send a special shout out to a sister, a young sister in her 20s, who is from the area. She's from the South Bay. And this sister traveled to Burkina Faso to do some work with her school, and was more impressed with what was going on in Burkina Faso than what was going on in her classroom, and decided to stay in Burkina Faso.
Wow.
She's entering her 4th year, and I just want to send a revolutionary salute out to that young sister. She started a Thomas Sankara Center in Burkina Faso. She's been doing a lot of work with the Sahel states, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, and other countries on the continent as well. So to that young sister, I just want to send a revolutionary salute out. She came to Kukua here in San Jose and did a presentation, a very well thought out presentation on her experience in Burkina Faso and her relationship to Pan-Africanism around this globe. So revolutionary salute to that young sister, and to the elders who put together the event, Akabundu, Mama Kani, the All African People's Revolutionary Party. And I just want to send a shout out to everybody who joined us and supported that young sister. Some of us don't want to travel out of our city, let alone outside the country. So much respect. All right, y'all. That's my how things are going today. You're on mute, Brother Aaron.
Yeah, all right, there you go. Hey, check. Am I in the building? All right, yeah. So that's what Habari Ghani is about, right? The good news. I mean, we turn on the television and we hear all the scary news. But when we come together like this, we hear about the good news that's going on. So thank you, brother, for sharing that. That's what's the news. And anybody else can share good news, even if it's just today. Like today, you had good news. It was a good day for you. You didn't have to go into work today, you know.
Brother Aaron, I simply want to share what Burkina Faso means. It literally means land of the honest people. All right.
It just shows how righteousness is just built into us. It's just into us. I mean, let's just recognize that we name countries that, you know, that's what I don't know. So I appreciate that information. See, I'm learning already. We haven't even started yet. So, and speaking of not started, I'm gonna give people, you know, how we show up a little late. So I'll give them about 3 to 4 minutes to show up, and then we will start our celebration. But anybody want to share good news? This is the time. I'm letting people in the room. Mhm. And then I just want to say too, our speakers that so far have been so powerful, and I'm elated even for our speaker today. But yeah, just every day's been for me, just personally, it's just been an amazing just experience just these past 2 days. So I just wanted to share that. But yeah, if you haven't, this is your first day here, then welcome, welcome. I do want to open you up to be open to conversating, because I was told by my elder that this is not supposed to be like just a religious day. This is a day where we do communal work of healing, communal work of restoring our minds, communal work, and just knowing um, that these principles are paramount in our lives, and then hearing about how people are practicing these principles to encourage ourselves. All right, so that's a little bit of the work, but I definitely want to get more of us in the room. So I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes for our people. So you got 2 minutes if you want to share if you want to take these 2 minutes to make sure you have your emblems. Make sure you have a Kanara. Your last night I didn't have my lighter, but I have it tonight. So we're gonna, you know, I got it. Check, check. You know, my mama put it away because it was unsafe for me just to leave it out. It was my fault. So, all right. I'll give them about a minute, y'all. One more minute, and then we will start. Peace and blessings to everyone is here. Everyone's here was meant to be here. Even Brother Mahmud, when we were talking before we started, it was like, you know, if one person gets the message, it's a powerful thing. So definitely will ride with that. All right, all right. Well, it doesn't look like anybody else is coming in the waiting room, so let's just get started. People want to come in, they can come in when they can come in. This will be recorded, so I should say is being recorded, so we'll be able to post these. The other 2 nights, which are just as powerful, will go up as soon as I can get it uploaded. But just to let you know, these are going to be able to be seen again. So welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for recognizing that communal celebration is important. And then just if you're here to learn more, as I am, because this is just my first time going through all of the Kwanzaa celebration, but what I'm learning that it's more about us coming together, learning from each other and growing from each other. Hey, brother, you got my back on letting people in the room? Yeah, hopeful. So if not, I'll make sure I can do that. But as I continue, what are we doing here? We're doing more than just celebrating. I was told by an ancestor of mine, or I should say a elder of mine, because he's not with the ancestor yet. But he told me that we need to take this time to help build our legacy through healing our communities. And how do we do that? Well, we recognize these principles. So this is day 3 of Kwanzaa, and our respective principle that is for today is Ujima. Who's familiar with what Ujima is? Anybody want to tell me of the meaning? I want to get some voices in the room. All right, not everybody jump
What
out up.
Wait, yeah. Hold on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on. We together. We here. You took the time to join. Even if you don't know, you can unmute and say, you know what, brother? I don't know. I'm here to learn. But come on, y'all. Participate.
We're gonna break the ice a little bit, you know.
What's
I
going
think
on,
it has
brother?
to do with like collective work and responsibility.
There you go. Yes, sis. All
How
right.
was that?
See, we coming here with a little knowledge. We all have a little something to share here, and we're in for a treat because not only do we get to learn more about this day and celebrate it, we actually get to hear from a very respected community leader who has been living out these principles, especially this principle in what he does. So I don't want to take away from his presentation, but I want to introduce our first speaker, or I guess our only speaker for this principle tonight, Brother Mahmud Nahu. All right. Stop it. Stop sharing the screen. I'll focus on you, my brother, and let me let some people in the room. And there you go.
I just let a brother in, Brother Derek.
There he is.
Brother Joseph, I saw you on mute and I heard your voice, man. Yet the sister came in with the A+ response. So sister,
Right on time.
right on time. Go ahead though, brother.
This is Brother Joseph. I was at the Burkina Faso news conference y'all had here in San Jose, and I didn't know Burkina Faso meant the land of the honest people. That's a trip.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to know that, and it's good to be in community with y'all. I'm just at the house listening.
I say, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Brother Aaron, you on mute. Do you want me to get going right now?
Oh yeah, it's on you. So
yes.
go ahead, take the lead.
All right, y'all. Well, Hotep. Greetings, revolutionary greetings. Sok Sabai. As many hola, como esta, as many languages I can greet y'all in. Just want to say welcome, y'all. Real talk. Thank you all for being a part of this, and honestly, I'm gonna call it a process. Thank you for being a part of this process. Teaching our folks, informing, inspiring, and instructing our folks is a process. And our elders and ancestors who are a part of organizing Kwanza, and not only, we can talk about the founders, just the people who educated the founders, those ancestors. They understood that our liberation, our freedom journey will be a process. And this is one of the important aspects of that process. So thank you all for being a part of this discussion today on Ujima. Listen, there are 7 principles, and I love them all equally because they are equally important. Yet I am a man of action. I am a man of work. And so collective work is right up my alley. I want to make sure that even before I introduce myself 100%, that I give thanks to the Most High. I give thanks to our ancestors. I give thanks to our elders, our women, our children, our men. I want to make sure that I give thanks to a special ancestor who has made his transition within the year, and that's Reverend Minister Barry Houston, the founder of the House of Sankofa. I just want to send a revolutionary salute out to that brother. He's the one who told me, hey, listen, if one person leaves any event with more information than they came in with, then it was a successful event. So I want to make sure I send some love to him. I also want to acknowledge that we have had a few of our elders who are now ancestors make their transition. And I want to make sure that I bring up Baba Keith Hames, someone who has done a lot of work in this area for years. He made his transition, revolutionary salute to that brother. And also more recently, within the last few days, Jeff Moore, he made his transition. And I want to make sure that I acknowledge that brother and the work that he's done. We have to understand, y'all, when what we're talking about today is collective work and collective responsibility. The work is a lot. There's a lot of it. If you want to use a more prolific word, we can say there's a plethora of it. Whatever term you want to throw in, It's all good, but it's no absence of work. And what that means is, though, there's going to be a need for a bunch of people to engage in the work. And because there's so much work, there's so many different ways to engage in the work. And so just in this conversation, I just mentioned 3 elders who made their transitions to become ancestors within the last year. And all 3 of those brothers work differently. And these are 3 men, and there's women too. Yet these 3 men were all different, and they addressed the issues that we're dealing with in different ways. And so to them and their families, revolutionary salute to those folks who've done that work. We ask that the Most High and the ancestors allow them to continue their work from the spiritual realm. I know that was a long intro, yet I wanted to make sure I respected our elders in this process, our ancestors as well. I want to make sure that I thank everybody who has been a part of organizing this celebration this year in this area. I want to make sure that we send a revolutionary salute out to everybody who played any role in this process. Thank you all for the time, energy, effort, headaches, long nights, and everything else that comes with organizing. I already know. So thank you all, everybody. I also want to make sure that I send some loves out, y'all. I'm Minister Mamat Nuhu. That's who I am. So I haven't got to that yet. I'm Minister Mamat Nuhu. I'm one of the ministers at the House of Sankofa. Yet I want to also let you all know I wear several hats, and I'm going to make sure that I show some love to some of the other folks who are partnered up with me in the work that we're doing. So as you heard already about the House of Sankofa, I'm also a cadre in the All African People's Revolutionary Party. I'm also one of the co-founders of Liberation Gardens, Culturally Coordinated Services, Kukua, the Self-Determination Center, Legacy Cultivators. And I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned those things, because sometimes when I get out here, I just, we're just talking and all of the titles and all that really doesn't matter. Yet I want to make sure I acknowledge these organizations because of the people who are collectively involved in doing this work. Much respect to all of y'all and y'all's families as well. Y'all, listen, I am because we are because I am. You have to understand. A lot of people hear that and be like, oh, that's an African proverb. Yeah, let me give you another proverb that our ancestors gave us. It says, the job of the child, listen to what I'm saying. The job of the child is to correct his or hers mother's and father's mistakes. Now listen to what I'm saying, y'all. The African proverb says the job of the child is to correct his or her parents' mistakes. All right? That in itself, that's collective work. So this idea of collective work, it permeates through all of our existence. I don't care where you go on the continent. And listen, I'm not here to throw around this degree and that degree and all of that. What I can tell you is this. Nowadays, you can go and fact check me as fast as you can type. When I first started doing this work many moons ago, before there was a YouTube and everything else, you would have to come and bring your books and all your underlying information. And, because folks would be like, how do you know that? You bring your books now and say, hey, look, young folk, go ahead and check fact me. Do what you got to do. The reason why I say that, you can't find anywhere on the continent of Africa. You can't find anywhere where we traveled across this whole globe. As Minister Houston say, we're the original Globetrotters. And it's not a joke. It's not a funny thing. We were the first people to get moving and circumvent this whole globe. That's all documented. It's all factual. I don't need to go through that. Yet what we found out through our studies and our research from those great researchers, from those great authors, and I'm not going to throw out all of their names. I'll throw out one man and one woman. We'll talk about John Henry Clark, Dr. John Henry Clark. And then we'll talk about Ida B. Wells. All right? Through their work, through their research, what we found out, all across the continent, we had similar principles. That's why when we got here to this place, now, some of us was here before the enslavement process and some were after. Yet the energy that came together, these principles are collective principles from the collective experience of Africa. So it's not just, oh, West Africa, these 7 principles come from Ghana. No, these 7 principles come from a gathering of principles from across the continent. So some of these principles you will see on the forefront more in East Africa. Other principles you see more on the front for in West Africa and South Africa, Central Africa, North Africa, so on and so forth. Yet these principles, these 7 principles, you can go anywhere on the continent and see that these 7 principles are in everyday practice. So I encourage, when we are looking at these things, these principles aren't, and I mean no disrespect to any brother or sister who can hear my words, yet I'm also not someone who's going to waste anybody's time. These principles are not here for us to get excited for 7 days and acknowledge these principles and engage in these principles for 7 days. These principles are supposed to be acknowledged and practiced 365, 366 on leap year, if you know what I'm talking about. So there is no one principle that's more important than the other. Matter of fact, you cannot have a victory unless all 7 of the principles are activated in the process that you're engaging in. So if you say, hey, I'm only going to do these 2 principles, and I think that this process that I'm going through or this project that I'm putting together is going to be successful, I can guarantee you right now that there's going to be a whole lot of holes in your bowl, and the only thing it's going to be good for is straining out your noodles. All right. So please look at these 7 principles, and I don't care what religious background you got. I don't care if you don't even believe in religion. If you say, hey, I'm a spiritual person, I don't believe in Buddha, Allah, or Jesus, or Kuru, or Krishna, whatever it is, that's your business. What I'm talking about, though, are these principles. These principles supersede religion. These principles are based in spirituality. Okay? Religion is a way to express one's spirituality. So these things supersede religion. Matter of fact, if you look at the books, all of these religions are based on principles. So when we talk about collective work, we have to understand what our ancestors meant by that. First of all, you can't find any country whose original language on the continent of Africa has a word that means individual or independent. You cannot find it. The reason why you cannot find it is because that ideology does not exist within the ideology of our ancestors. The reason why it did not exist in the ideology within our ancestors, because our ancestors would look around in nature, look around in the universe, have conversations with their ancestors, or their elders and their ancestors. And what they decided was, there's nothing that we can do on earth by ourselves. Now, if anyone wants to challenge that, I would say, hey, hold your breath for 5 minutes. No disrespect, I'm not being facetious, I'm just saying. We depend upon the oxygen, we depend upon the trees, we depend upon a lot of stuff. So when people say that, oh, I did this on my own, I made this my way, I did it, no, that's not true. That's not true. Your mother went through a long process to get you here. You better understand what we mean when we say collective work. It doesn't just start when the project starts. Collective work is something that's been a part of you since you were in your mother's womb. And we have to understand that. So when we say collective work, we're saying clearly there is no such thing as independence. There is no such thing as independent. Everything is collectively a part of a process, every single thing. So when we talk about how we raise our children, right? No one's raised their children and say, hey, I'm a single father, I'm a single mother. We know better than that, especially if you yourself is a teacher, okay? Because you have an important role in raising that child. That's the collective work, collective parenting. You see, and in our ancestral ways, everybody who was in the village was actually a parent, and everyone had the responsibility of correcting the children the same way the children had the responsibility of correcting their parents. So what is collective work, right? It is a gathering of people getting together to do work, if we want to keep it all simple, right? Yet all work is collective work. Any work that you can identify that did not involve a collective, that's not work by definition. By definition, I just want to be clear, by definition, that's not work. So a person say, well, listen, I was studying all day. I was preparing for my test. I was the only one doing the work. Well, what was you studying? Oh, I was reading this book. Well, you worked with the author to get your information. You read from that author. You didn't do that by yourself. No disrespect. I know you were reading it. Yet that author had to read and write and so on and so forth. The printers had to print. The editors had to edit, et cetera, et cetera. We're here to explain to you what collective work is, because a lot of times we negate the work that others have done, and that's very dangerous. So when we talk about collective work, please understand it is as simple as it says, collective work. Now, what people get confused on when we're talking about Ujima is the responsibility part. People say, oh, it's collective work / responsibility. No, collective work, collective responsibility. That's what that means. So there is a collective responsibility to have something successful. And if it fails, it is the collective responsibility to accept that failure. It's not on one person. It's not on some people. It's the whole collective. And that's what we have to understand when we're talking about what is collective work. We win together, we lose together, collectively. When we win, everybody wants to be in the front doing the interviews, but when you do real bad, it's kind of hard to get somebody to get up to the front and admit that we failed. Okay, that's problematic. That's not a part of our principles. Part of our principles is to stand firm no matter what, right? So if we did something right, we come out and we speak on it. We did something wrong, we come out and speak on it. Now, why is collective work so important? Let me explain to you all. Right now in the House of Sankofa, we're doing Legacy Month. So everything that we're discussing is pertaining to legacy. And most people don't understand the original definition of legacy. When I said original, I'm talking about before Webster and his crew went in and bought out all the dictionary companies in the 1700s, throughout the 1700s and the 1800s. You all can fact check me. There were several different dictionaries and organizations, let alone businesses, that had dictionaries, yet Webster bought out most of them. So before the big buyout, the definition that our ancestors have for legacy is this: the laws of the gods and goddesses that dwells within you. So once we understand that there were laws, legacy equals laws of the gods and goddesses that dwell within you. Well, who are these gods and goddesses, right? In our ancestral in our ancestral practices, we understood that there were gods and goddesses, and that once a person made the transition based on what they did in their lifetime, they would become an ancestor. And that those ancestors are the ones that will pass the information, pass the laws through each person, through each generation, and so on and so forth. So when we talk about why is collective work so important, collective work is so important for us because we are able to get more work done when we work together. We have more brains to edit the work that's being done. We have more hands to participate in the correction of the work that we made a mistake on. Y'all get what I'm saying? Now, there are some people who are qualified to build structures. There are certain people who are qualified to teach. There are certain people who are qualified to clean and organize, right? People have different skill sets. So when we talk about collective work, it's very important that we understand that all work have different levels of responsibility, different roles, different needs, all the assignments, every project, you have different roles, different needs, different jobs. And so collectively, it is our responsibility to identify those sisters and those brothers, those elders and those youth in the community who have a certain skill set. And we bring them all together so that we can get the best of our community's expressions involved in the project to get the best result. Now, a lot of folks talk about Greenwood or Rosewood, Greenville, Tulsa, Oklahoma. That work that you see, that was Ujima at its finest. you had all kinds of people from the community who had all kinds of skills come to the table and present their skills and figure out how to place their skills on in the puzzle to ensure that you can finish the whole puzzle. Tulsa, Oklahoma at one point was a completed puzzle piece, or not piece, was a completed puzzle, yet there were a bunch of brothers and sisters who added one small piece to the puzzle. That's why collective work is so important, y'all. We have more people involved in the process, more skills, more people to identify shortcomings, mistakes, more people who have connections to other people who have specific resources that we may need to complete a specific project. And I'll get to resources again in a second. Now, who is needed for collective work? Who is needed to engage in collective work? This is important that you all hear me, y'all. For real, this is really important. You, if you can hear my voice, you are important. You, okay? Your family. And when I say your family, I'm talking about two stages of family, right? The family that lives in your home and your external family, okay? You got a cousin, uncle, niece in Virginia. You got a grandmother in Mississippi. That's your external whole family, right? Yet you also have your family that's in your home, okay? Now, I know they have a term for it. I'm not going to use a European term to describe what I'm trying to explain right now. I'm not going to do it. So if you have your mother and your father in your home, that's the family. That's the family in your home, okay? You, your family, listen to what I'm going to say, y'all. Your community and your nation. And Brother Aaron asked me a question a few weeks ago. He said, brother, when you say your nation, do you mean like he used the term the United States? I said, no. I get what you're saying, brother. No, I mean your nation, your bloodline, your family, your roots, your ancestors. That's your nation. People have misinterpreted the term nation because, once again, Europeans have utilized English to explain to us what our ancestors explained to them. And that's a whole nother topic, y'all. So I will leave that at where it is. Yet you have a responsibility to engage in the collective work. Your family has a responsibility to engage in collective work, and your external family has a responsibility to engage in collective work. Your community and your nation has a responsibility to engage in collective work. Now, I'm going to give, because, you know, I always try to make sure that if there was a fourth grader who was sitting here listening, he or she would be able to walk away and get the message. So please, y'all, if this is very simplistic for you, bear with me, because we're all on different levels, and it's important that we find a way to bridge that gap, y'all. So I always try to make sure I keep it as simple as possible. Now, let me see some people I know in this call. Brother Derek, Hotep brother, greetings to you and your family, to your wife, to your little one, to yourself, Hotep brother. Brother Joseph, I know you very well, brother Aaron. So let's say the four of us, we get together and we redo the concrete, because we had some elders, right? They have walkers, and when they're walking, they're getting stuck in the concrete and they're falling. We see a problem as a community. We go in and we fix the problem by laying brand new concrete down. Now, here's where the problem goes, y'all. If we don't communicate with our family, our external family, our community, we don't communicate what we're doing, by the time we wake up, that concrete that we laid down for our elders is going to be worse than it was before we laid it down, because folks didn't know what we were doing. So now they got the heart, such and such love, such and such in the concrete. Some people took the concrete and threw it on somebody's house. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So it is important that when we engage in collective work, that we do not push people out. It's important that we do not leave people in the darkness, so to speak. We come out and we say, hey, y'all, we have this problem in our community. We see our elders are tripping and falling. We see the young children are running up in the block. They're falling. So, hey, y'all, we're going to spread this concrete down. We really need you all to just work with us, be patient with us. Within 24 hours, it should be dry. You can get back to normal. If we do that, just by the community staying off of the concrete, they're actually engaging in the collective work. Yet we made it possible to have them engage in the process by communicating with them what our thoughts are, our efforts, our purposes are. A lot of times we get into silos, y'all, and we start planning and organizing and strategizing with good hearts, yet we do not communicate with our actual community. And then our community, sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, they will actually sabotage the work that we're doing, because they wasn't too sure what these brothers with this afro and this beard is doing. This bald-headed brother with all this gardening experience. I'm talking about Derek, for those who don't know. Brother Joseph, this strong-looking brother, this serious-looking brother. What are they doing with all this concrete? We have to make sure that we don't step outside of our role as community members and engage in work without speaking to our community about the work that we're doing. That is very important when we talk about collective work, y'all. The next thing I'm going to ask you, though, I'm just going to bring up, where is collective work important? Listen, y'all, wherever you are breathing, collective work is important. And I know that sounds simple again. Well, I really mean that, though. The situation that we're engaged in right now it's very, very dangerous. And to take on a dangerous situation by yourself only increases the danger that you're involved in. So it is important for us, whenever we see something going on that needs to be addressed, that we collectively address it. My wife and I were talking the other day. I witnessed a lot of domestic violence in the neighborhood that I grew up in. A lot of it, y'all, a lot of it. My wife was asking me, she said, if you saw a man hitting on a woman, like they're doing on TV or something she was watching, what would you do? I had to literally get up and take a walk and come back and say, Shay, let me tell you what I did when I saw it. And I'm not going to explain what I did on this Zoom call right now. What I did, though, is I got with some brothers that was around, and we went over there and made sure that that sister didn't have to worry about being hit on, at least that day, at that place, at that time, anymore. We collectively engaged in it. Now, I could have tried to be the hero and run over there by myself and do everything by myself, yet that would have put me in a position that could have endangered me more. So when we talk about that collective responsibility, that collective work, it's not only the good stuff. We garden, we do a lot of gardening work collectively. We do a lot of self-defense training collectively. We do a lot of that stuff, yes. When it comes to engaging in dangerous situations, we have to be willing to at least reach out to other folks to collectively address those dangerous situations, because everything that we engage in our community, it's not always fun. It's not always good. Teaching the children how to dribble a basketball is fun and things like that. Yet also teaching children how to navigate white supremacy is a dangerous process. How to navigate walking from the school to the house, knowing that the police is, jumping on our children and doing what they're doing to our children, right? So how do we engage in the collective responsibility of educating our children on how to engage with these forces who historically have worked tirelessly to destroy us? How do we collectively ensure that our children know what they're up against and how to properly navigate? That is a collective responsibility that every Black man and every Black woman has. Whether you accept the responsibility or not, that's up to you. Yeah, you were born with that responsibility. I want to make sure we're clear on that. When do we supposed to engage in collective work and collective responsibility? Listen, y'all, once again, every single day, every single second. When I was in college, people would be like, how you doing, Brother Muhammad? I would say, we doing well. And they would look at me like, this brother crazy. And you know when somebody's looking at you like you're crazy, you know it. And you just smile with them, shake your head, but they're thinking, oh, this brother is out of his mind. He's either on drugs or he got some serious, severe mental health. We talk about we. It's just him. No, when I say we, I'm talking about the Most High, the ancestors, and me. That equals we. So when I say we're doing all right, I'm letting you know that I'm not here as an individual. I'm here walking with the Most High and the ancestors at all times. So when someone comes to me with a question about how do we do this or how do I do this, or I'm always making sure that I'm accessing the Most High and my ancestors while providing this answer to this person. So it's not just me. Oh, Mama, you gave me such great advice. I say, no. That was the Most High and the ancestors. For real, for real. My elders told me this. We have to engage in this collective work at all times. I don't care what you're doing. If it's parenting, if it's work, if it's building a garden, if it's starting a podcast, whatever it is that you're going to do in life, please over and understand that at all times, it is very important that you over and understand that the work that you're doing is a collective approach. It's not just you. It's not just for you or anything like that. My last thing I'm going to say on this before I open it up to everyone with a few questions, y'all. The question is always, hey, Brother Mahmud, thank you so much, man, because I like the way you present. You talk about the issues that's going on, and then you always provide solutions or possible solutions. And the word that I use to describe solutions, the word I use is formulas. Formulas. Every problem has a formula or a solution, right? We have to identify what that formula is. So when we're talking about collective work, everybody knows what collective work is at this point, right? It's us getting together, collectively putting in work, doing X, Y, and Z. So let me tell you what collective work is not, okay? So that we can be very clear. Collective work is not using somebody's skills to obtain some private personal goal. That is called an opportunist. And based on my research, opportunists are some of the most dangerous people in our community because they're the ones who are willing to work with those entities, organizations, or agencies that are set out to destroy us, including white supremacy. So collective work is not, well, hey, I hired a bunch of Black people and we did it. It's not about that. It's about making sure that everybody who is a part of the process benefits the same amount as you're going to benefit. That's important that we understand that, because a lot of folks would not engage in stuff if they knew that they were going to have to split the victory evenly across everybody who was involved. So that's what it's not. It is not an opportunity for you to utilize people's good hearts and spirits to do what you want to do. That's not what this is about, okay? So please over and understand how you engage in collective work is to bring the best version of yourself, over and understanding that everybody is bringing the best version of themselves and that they equally are qualified to contribute to this project the same way you are. Now, it may be different in how you contribute, yet it's equally important. And there's so much more I want to say about that. And I'll just say this, y'all. For us in our spiritual practices, we over and understand the original Trinity to be man, woman, and child. The man, the woman, and child have equally important responsibilities here on earth. Yet all of our roles are different in one way or the other. The man, the woman, and the child, yet equally important. And so when we talk about collective work, we want you to over and understand that it's very important that you do the best that you can to involve your elders, your youth, your men, and your women equally, and give them the opportunity to be a part of that collective work, that process. Y'all, Brother Aaron, I know that there's some other stuff that needs to go on here, and I don't want to take up all the time because we're ending at 8 o'clock, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. So you all, please let me give you one more example, and I'm going to talk about this because this is close to home for us. We started a organization called Legacy Cultivators. Now, remember, we told you that legacy means the laws of the gods and goddesses that dwell within you. So to cultivate those laws is very important. And so we are in the process of recultivating the laws that our ancestors laid down because a lot of those laws have been, I won't say lost, they've been misplaced. And so one of the things that we're doing is we're trying to reconnect our folks with those legacies. One of the ways that we're doing it is we started a farm called Legacy Cultivators on a bunch of acres. And what we did was we did something that most people wouldn't believe or think was possible. We reached out to several families, told them what the plan was, had several meetings for about a year. Honestly, y'all, I think we met every week for a year. So we had about 52 meetings, and I'm not exaggerating. And then after those 52 meetings, 7 of the families that we had all collectively were meeting, 7 of those families came together, and we purchased a piece of land together. A lot of folks would say that, hey, I'm not finna invest in all this. I don't know you like that. You know how we talk. Yet we collectively put in our funds and our time and our energy. Now, we also brought in different skill sets. Those who know me know I am not an IT person. I don't know much about IT type stuff, yet one of the folks involved, that is that person's specialty. Other folks are really good at gardening. Some people are great at construction. So we brought all of our skill sets together to actually build a farm and a place for our people to learn about mountain living, gardening, farming, emergency preparedness, and I can go on and on and on. Yeah, that's an example, y'all, of what we're doing collectively. We started a collective. We call it the Collective, and the Collective is a part of Legacy Cultivators, and this is something that we do. And many of us who are a part of Legacy Cultivators, we also partner up in other areas specific towards building up our people. We're not anti anybody else. I don't think that one of the rules around being pro-Black means that you have to be anti someone else. We are definitely not anti anyone. Matter of fact, if you are really living in your spiritual being, your spiritual expression, your spiritual vibrations and frequencies, you can't be anti any human being. So we're not anti folks, yet we're just extremely pro us. And so our collective is built towards teaching Black folks how to farm, how to garden, teaching Black folks about our culture, our history, our experiences, our way of engaging with one another, so that we can become more self-sufficient, more self-determined. And you know, as you see the principles behind me, that's one of the principles that you all will be hearing about in the near future. So thank y'all. I'm Minister Mahmut Rarina, who once again, thank y'all for your time. Please, 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 the way I would like to do this, Aaron, if it's okay with you, I would love for any brother or any sister who have any questions, comments, thoughts, or concerns about what you heard today. Anything, if I don't hear from you all, then I'm going to pose a few questions yet. Like I said, y'all, look, please, y'all, we here, we family. If I saw you on the side of the road with a flat tire, whether you know me or not, those who know me know I would pull over to help you with that flat tire. So at least show me the respect to give me something. Ask me a question, give me a thought, comment, or something, y'all. Much love, revolutionary salute. Thank you again.
Thank you, brother. I got comments, but I'll let if anybody else wants to speak.
Thank you for that. This is Jovan from Laurel, Maryland. I just wanted to comment on that example that you gave about the cement, laying the cement. I think that was wonderful. I have my kids in the room, 5, 9, and 12, and we just experienced that today with talking about taking care of our house. Like, it's collectively, we each do our part. We may not all have the same role, but equitable, we do what we can, and each part is very important in order to get it done, in order to achieve our goal and to earn whatever, goal they were reaching. So thank you for reinforcing that I know sometimes we talk, it's just about finances, but it's also about the work to just keep us going, keep us together. Many hands make light work. And I appreciate that part of recognizing that the work is also being done behind the scenes. It could be quiet, but that's still work collectively. So thank you for that.
Ashe, thank you, sister, out there in the DMV area. Yes, yes. DC, Maryland, Virginia, for those who don't know. Thank you, sister, out there on the East Coast. for your words and also, you know, just contributing to this discussion. You all, just really quick, because you have children, at school age children. Let me ask you a question. Would you, if you took your children to a school, they had the best teachers. I'm talking about the best teachers, the best principal. I mean, the best nurse that you can think of. You went to the school because your friend, your mother, father, somebody told you, Jovan, listen, this is the school. And you went there and you saw these great teachers and everything, but there was dirt and trash all over the classroom. The principal office was filthy. Would you send your children there, Ms. Jovan? Are you there, sister?
Sorry, I never know how to come off mute. Would I send my children there? Well, I had that example with my children at a daycare, and great references, nurturing, everything like that. After having discussions, couldn't get the cleanliness in par. We had to make a change.
Sure.
Not just because it wasn't done, it was because we attempted to try to do it with them as well, make suggestions. Because some people may not have saw the making the priority, or maybe the space wasn't there. And so it's not just about someone else doing the work, but I think it was also about, you know, we making recommendations, trying to do it with you. And if it's not received, then, you know, our funds and time can be utilized somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it
There we
took us
go.
time to find a new place, but we did, and we knew that there was one out there. And I think that's important to remember, that there are other options out there. If it's not there, then we need to make it happen. But
Hey.
um
No, thank you, thank you. I asked that question because it's important, as your children were listening to you about the roles of who has different roles in the house, keeping the house up, keeping the house maintained. I say that because most of us as adults, we have children. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. When we're talking about our ancestral way, the principal would not get paid more than the teacher, and the teacher would not get paid more than the custodian, because it takes all of them to make the school run. So they're equally important. So in the same sense, if your job is to take the trash out, or your job is to wash the dishes, or your job is to clean the bathroom, all of those jobs are equally important. They're different. Some's going to take longer and so on and so forth, yet they're all equally important. And for us, when we're talking about collective work, we need to forget about all these titles and I'm this, not that, I'm this, that, and third. Listen, nobody, I don't care if you have all teachers that's got doctor's degrees, the principal got a doctor's degree. If there's feces all over the bathroom, feces all over the locker room, you're not going to feel comfortable having your child there. So that custodian's role is as equally important as the doctor who's the teacher, or whatever the case may be. So we have to start remembering that our people are equally important no matter what it is they're doing. And you know, everybody here know that you would not feel comfortable having your children in the classroom where there's feces on the wall. There's a reason for that. All right, thank you so much, Sister Giovanna. I wanted to make sure that I hit on that for you and your children. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, my brother, and great questions. And I say thank you. Great presentation, man. There was a lot of thinking points to just think about that collective work, and you really made it, like you said, you broke it down for even a fourth grader to listen to how important collective work is. But I definitely wanted to take a few minutes before we we excuse for tonight to even go through the recognition of this principle formally through the lighting of our kanaras. So I'm gonna get myself set up. If you guys want to get yourself set up, I'm gonna actually share this last slide as I do this, and then I have my lighter today, so we're gonna be able to be all right today. All right, but there we go. And we may not have enough time for these discussion questions that are going to be on the screen right now. But if you had an answer, or you wanted to chime in on that right after we're done, that's totally fine too. And the questions are on the bottom. But yeah, for sake of time, let me get ready for it with the candles. Let me take off my background.
And Brother Aaron, I got my lighter right here, brother, if you can see it.
You ready? All
Yeah,
right.
yes, I'm ready. Brother Derek had a very well thought out and important question in the chat. So
Oh,
once
okay.
we get done with this, brother, is it okay if I briefly answer his question?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Let me. I'm trying to take off my little background so I can show my thing. Let me get ready. All right. Oh, that's not the right thing. All right. Background. Oh, let me just take this off. Bam. Okay. Uh, all right. So everybody, I mean, I'm not sure everybody's experience so far with Kwanzaa, but wanted to share some of the items real quick. This is a recognition of the Harvest Festival, so we usually present, with it with food, and then we have our foundational platform here. Everything is built on the foundation, and we have our middle candle, which I'm gonna light right now. All right, and we can light this together. This is our emoji candle. And what I was told by an elder is that not only is this candle the representation of Umoja, also the whole Kanara itself that's holding all the other candles is representative of unity in Umoja. So our second principle was Kujijangalia. And as we, let me do that right so I don't burn myself. All right, so the red one to the left, we just lit, that was for yesterday's principle. Kujijangalia was self-determination. But today, thank you for Brother Mamut for educating us today on the collective work in Ujima. I think we'd like that together. All right, there we go, day 3. And I hope you guys were able to recognize with us. And you said there was some important questions in the chat. So let's address those before we sign out. So yeah, go ahead, my brother. What was some of those?
Brother Derek, do you want to, for those who may not have access to the chat, brother, do you want to read out your question, my brother?
Yeah, sure. Excuse me, I'm out and about today, but I could not miss this today. So if you can hear me, my question is, I've heard that Black people are not a monolith. And excuse me if I'm yelling, but I've heard that we are not a monolith. And so, but we all want to work together. We know we need to come together collectively. So how do we do that when we have different viewpoints, backgrounds, different upbringings, different traumas, different ways that we approach life and look at life, different religions, please, yeah, that's my question, big brother.
All right, thank you. So first and foremost, I want to say that was a beautiful hat you had on, Spiritual by Nature. If y'all didn't see that, that's from the group Displaced, man. I love that hat, brother. So honestly, your hat answered the question in some ways. So we are not a monolith. You're 100%. Matter of fact, you can have 2 children, twins, come out of the same mother's womb, and those 2 may not be a monolith. We agree? What we have to understand, though, we have to identify those areas in which we do agree. So we can always talk about those areas that we don't agree, right? We can say, hey, I don't want to watch basketball, I want to watch football. So what we do is we find out a way to get 2 rooms, one that would allow folks to watch basketball and one that would allow folks to watch football. Those who want to watch football go into that room and they watch football. Those who want to watch basketball, they go into that room and they watch basketball. Now, let me give you another example. Some folks may be like, hey, I'm a Christian. I don't like Muslims. Some Muslim might say, I'm a Muslim. I don't like Buddhists, or whatever the case may be, right? I'm talking about Black folks, Brother Derek. Yet, in those same discussions, here I am, let's say I'm a person who, I don't practice any religion, right? And I'm talking to these 3 people. And I say, well, hey, you know what, man? I saw these homeless people over at St. James Park. And one of them said, you know what, man? I've always thought about feeding the homeless. That's the Muslim. The Buddhist, I'm talking to the Buddhist, and she tells me, we have a project where we feed the homeless. And I'm talking to the Christian, and the Christian saying, his minister is putting together a program to feed the homeless. Well, now it's my job to then bring those 3 folks who have the same goal, different values, morals, ethics, and everything else, yet they have the same objective in regards to feeding the homeless. So we have to then organize, right, to get those folks in the same room to do the same job. Now we have to make sure that we don't try to push them though. Now we can't just try to push the Muslim to go to the Christian church or the Christian to go to the Muslim church. We have to meet people where they are. So if they are in a consensus that they want to feed the homeless, let's get those brothers and sisters who want to feed the homeless and bring them together. And we don't need to mix all that other stuff. The only thing we need to be thinking about is how we're going to feed the homeless now. If the question was, hey, we need to get a garden started for the community. Listen, Brother Aaron is putting together a garden. You put together gardens. I put together gardens, right? Now, we may all have different religions. We may all have different views on eating and what we should grow and everything else. But hey, brother says, hey, man, Brother Derek really good at mixing that soil, though, brother. So let me talk to Brother Derek about mixing soil. I don't need to talk to Brother Derek about his religious beliefs. That's okay. It's good. As long as we can do what needs to be done together. Those are the areas we need to find, those areas where we do agree and not focus on all those other disagreements. Let's focus on the areas where we do agree, get that work done collectively. And then in my experience, once we see that we've been able to achieve goals with people that we're not as comfortable with, it makes us a little more comfortable to be around those people. That's my experiences. That's traveling around the world, y'all, real talk. Because I've had to do some work with people that I'm like, whoa, but we got the work done.
So a little bit what I'm hearing is we make room for each other's differences in the collective work. That's what I'm hearing. And it's funny because me and Derek right now, we had a discussion. We had a Ujima type of discussion last week where we're building this garden together, and I had moved some bushes. I didn't tell nobody. I just moved it. Either Derek, he came to me and presented how he had different plans, and we had to talk about that. And it was like I had to acknowledge, okay, my brother, we're gonna just establish from now on what we need. But it was a definitely we had to make room for each other in building this garden. So
hey, communication, y'all. It's important that we communicate with one another instead of. It's a good thing Derek didn't hold any ill will towards you. This brother,
he didn't punch me in the mouth or nothing. That was
right. I move the bushes. He gonna move the bushes again. No, we got to communicate with each other. Hey, brother, I moved the bushes over here. Oh no, don't move the bushes. I got worms underneath there. I'm doing this. And then Derek's responsibility is to explain to you why it's not good to move the bushes. Derek has more experience in this than you do. And it's your job as someone learning to accept the fact that somebody might tell you, Brother Aaron, you went the wrong way, my brother. You're supposed to went that way, and this is why. But it's not Derek's responsibility to say, dang, Brother Aaron, stupid man, why are you moving it? No, it's Brother Derek's responsibility to educate you on why his plans were his plans. That brother's a master gardener at this point. And it's your job to learn from those people so that you can become, and then you can teach the next generation. And that's what legacy is about. See, real talk, y'all, I'm going to say this last piece. There are laws to gardening. There are laws to parenting. There's laws to everything. Yet these laws have to be passed on to the next generation. And we need qualified people to pass these legacies on. And so we have to learn from qualified people so that we can become qualified to pass those legacies on. Thank y'all once again. 100% thank y'all.
And thank everyone for joining us. We've reached that time, that 1 hour mark, and I want to make sure I respect anybody's time. There was one more slide I'd like to present, but if you had to go, you're more than welcome to go. Definitely want to share this because if I didn't, I think my elders would be mad at me. I just want to share this last little slide, and I just want to give some words to also our president of the African Ancestry Museum. She is still under the weather. She had surgery, and right now it's hard for her to speak. So she really wanted to be here to be able to say these words. And on her behalf, I wanted to just share this screen if my computer allows me. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Tell me if this works. All right, boom, it should work. All right, here we go. All right, last screen. You guys hear me? Okay. How can you support? Of course, the biggest thing is in that hand. You see that weird hand that looks right there? It says, do this work at home. Practice collective work with your family, with your children. Man, and it sounds weird, but even with yourself, how can you use your own creativity, your own different passions together? I love that even in collective work, we have to make space for different opinions, a different way of looking of things, and let's move together, in doing this. So do this work at home. That's the biggest way to support, because we are only because you are part of us. So I am only because we are. So anyways, the Ubuntu principle, you know what I'm talking about. And then also donating, there's a QR code. Oops, I did not mean to do that. All right, there's a QR code. If you scan that, it will link you to a page where you can donate directly to what we're doing with the African Ancestry Museum and Educational Center of Silicon Valley. We're trying to build our space for us. Not only a museum, not only a school, not only a theater, not only a library, but also we want to support our elders in this mission. So more stay tuned to more of that mission. But we want to call out for a community cataloging day. If you're in the Bay Area, we're trying to catalog all the artifacts that Mama Clarissa, if you don't know her, a very well-respected member of our community, went through some health challenges, but was collecting a massive amount of African artifacts. And we just need to index that. We don't need to pay somebody to do that. We can volunteer if we have enough volunteers. Also, you can go through that QR code to find out like more information on that. Then also we have another Warrior Healer Builder workshop in February, where we do this collective work together, where we figure out how to use these principles in our day-to-day life and in ourselves, but we do it as a community. So we're doing that in February. And tell a friend and share us on social media, all the other little buttons that are down there. That's all I wanted to say. And I thank you guys for being here tonight. Yes, sir.
Thank you, bro, Aaron. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and blessings to all.
Blessings.
Thank you for my wonderful words. Thank you, big brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you all. Thank you, brother Aaron. Y'all have a powerful night, brother. Do you need me for anything to help you with any of this?
No, man. I'm gonna save the chat and we're good to go. All right.
Brother.
And bye, Robin. Bye, Robin. I appreciate you coming all the way from the East. I really appreciate you.
North Carolina, right? I saw that from North Carolina. Greetings, sister. I had a chance to travel out to North Carolina while I was doing what they call this. It's called a slave tour of the South.
Wow.
And I was in North Carolina for most of that tour, North Carolina and South Carolina. I had a chance to go to the auction blocks. I marched from the Atlantic Ocean all the way into some of the museums that they have up. And even those projects, I don't know, sister, the name of them, but there's the projects right outside of the slave auctions. Chance to go into those projects and have a conversation with those brothers and sisters about their knowledge about the history of the area. So also was able to meet Queen Anne and get out there and learn with the Gullah Geechee folks out there. North Carolina and South Carolina was interesting, and I've been to Alabama, Virginia, and all those places for a long time.
I gotta go.
Yeah, it's we need to get our people. There's certain places our people should visit, and Carolina, South Carolina is definitely it. But thank you, sister, for being here. 100%. Thank you.
All right, my brother. I appreciate you too, man. All right. And you're definitely welcome to, I'm doing this all night, so Kwanza, so definitely welcome to come whenever you're available, brother.
Yeah, we're headed back to the mountains right now, brother. Yeah, tomorrow we'll have internet tomorrow.
Okay.
My family will be on, brother.
Yeah. And I gotta figure out, man, if I know I missed the last day you had everybody up there, but man, I love to just come and just break bread, any day up there.
From March 14th all the way to July 15th, we'll have every single strong in, which people call the weekend. Every single strong in, we'll be having supporters and volunteers coming out.
Okay.
Different projects.
Work. Okay.
Yeah, we got 16 projects we're working on this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, brother. Revolutionary salute, man. Please have a powerful night.
All right, you too.
Thank you, brother.
Blessings.